On a rainy Friday afternoon in New York City, how we doing? Evan Tiki with a lot to discuss. A lot to discuss. Does Joe Shane secretly not believe in Jackson Dart? We'll get to the Mets and Yankees as they prepare for some interesting weekends. The Yankees out west, the Mets back in New York against the Chicago Cubs. But in 24 hours, we are going to have an historic event at Madison Square Garden. It's not just the Knicks trying to go up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. It's not just the Knicks trying to pull off this upset. The ticket prices for this game is making this one of the most expensive tickets in New York sports history. And I wonder because in that first round against Detroit, the Knicks didn't have success at home. And I don't think anyone's blaming the fans, but the Garden electricity wasn't really there. It was not an electric building. Is it going to be electric tomorrow if the get-in price right now is $1,100?
Isn't that the point? When prices are ridiculously high, it's because demand is ridiculously high, right? It's a smaller, not small, but whatever. It's not a 50,000-seat arena.
Right.
So it's under 20,000. So, of course, there are more than 20,000 people. There's probably 10 times 20,000 people that want to go to this game. So demand is high. That means the energy should be high,
but
correct?
In theory, yes, but not if the people that are going are only going because it's the place to be, not because they want to scream their lungs out for their basketball
Like
team.
the people who go to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's a packed house, and it's kind of tepid fandom.
100%.
Because everybody just there just to be there.
100%.
Most of them for the halftime show, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
Right. But, I mean, I think it will be loud, because even if you are just a I need to be there type person, basketball lends itself, especially when some of these big plays and big moments happen, you just kind of cheer, right? And so I think it'll have energy. I don't know if it'll be raucous, but it'll definitely have energy.
Well, that's the question. Will it be raucous? Will it be the Madison Square Garden that I think some of the players are describing, that some of us are envisioning? Like, the Knicks fan in this city is ecstatic. There's no question about that. The electricity in this city is ecstatic. There's no question about that. But there are going to be many more people that are not going to be in the building tomorrow afternoon and Monday night than are. And I just wonder what that atmosphere is going to be like in there. Because I was checking this morning just out of curiosity. Like, the get-in price is $1,000.
And when it's that high, who actually can pay that much?
That's my question. So if you're out there right now, and I know that there are some season ticket holders who said, I'm not making a profit, I'm going to this game, I want to hear from you. Or if you bought this on the secondary market and said, you know what? Screw my kid's college fund. Here's $1,200 a ticket to sit in the 300s. I am curious to hear from the people that are going to be in the building tomorrow afternoon for what is and could be a game we never forget, because the Knicks have a chance to go up 3-0 on the defending world champions. The Knicks have a chance to pull off an upset that 5 days ago we were at least discussing and arguing if it would be a bigger upset than the Giants beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Now you laugh at it because here the Knicks are halfway to getting there.
Well, I mean, if they sweep the Boston Celtics, I think that would shock the hell out of everybody. Would it be equal the upset of the Giants in the Super Bowl? No, it would not, of the Patriots. But it would be shocking if they swept the Boston Celtics. But I mean, we'll find out. We'll have a conversation to have depending on what happens on Saturday.
It's so funny to me. So here's Tiki Barber.
I kind of need it to happen. I kind of want it to happen.
What, the sweep?
No, just to go 3-0.
Oh, just to go up 3-0.
Go 3-0 so it makes the narrative around this series so deep.
Oh, no question.
Like, are they collapsing? They only got to win one more to get to the Eastern Conference. Like, all of this stuff, all of these like lines that you can follow if they go up 3-0. If it's 2-1 going into Game 4, it's kind of like, all right, they still got a chance.
Well, no, the fear is
the Celtics still have a chance.
The fear is, and this is something we talked about a little bit yesterday because Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal brought this up on TNT the other day, that even though the Knicks are up 2-0 and they won the first two games on the road, the pressure still is applied to them, because if you allow the world champs off the mat, if you allow the world champs who shot 25% from three in the first two games to respond in your building, it feels like all the momentum changes. And now Game 4, you're like, oh my God, we may squibble or quabble or whatever the term is, squander. I think that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
The 2 wins we got in Boston. So I totally get the pressure of that. But it's funny because you said if the Knicks sweep the Celtics, it still wouldn't be as stunning as the Giants beating the Patriots. Our friends up in Boston went out to say after I made the comment that just beating the Celtics would be a bigger upset than the Patriots losing to the Giants. They said if the Knicks won 2 games, it'd be a bigger upset than the Giants beating the Patriots.
But that's from their perspective, just because they thought they were unflappable and just unbeatable and just cruising their way to another title. Celtic dynasty is back. We're going back to back, and then these kids are still young, so who knows how many they're going to win. So to them, it's absolutely shocking.
Well, and to them,
but I think to the rest of the sports world, it's probably not so much.
No, you're dead wrong about that. It's shocking to everybody. I'm sorry.
It's not.
It's probably more shocking to them because they're cocky and arrogant, but I think everybody's shocked that it's 2-0, especially the way that they did it. Now, one thing that I did think changes.
I'm talking relative to the Giants-Patriots.
Okay. I still disagree with you, but fine. But the other thing that changed is because the Celtics are down 0-2, I don't think Celtic fans are invading Madison Square Garden tomorrow. With prices the way they are, with the Celtics also being down 0-2, I think the people in the clientele that are filling Madison Square Garden tomorrow, it is going to be 98 to 99% Knicks fans. Because, A, I don't think the Celtic fan has the confidence to make the trip down 0-2. That's number one. Most fans in general, and this is not a knock, it's just the reality, most fans in general are front runners. They just are. They're not going to want to be in the building with their team down 0-2 as compared to being up 2-0. And secondly, the prices are so expensive that if you're a Celtic fan, you're not getting in the car driving to New York to pay triple the amount of the tickets you could pay if you just stayed in Boston. And for the Knicks fan, here's the challenge. Unless you've got multiple millions of dollars hanging out in the bank, how many times can you afford to pay $1,000 a ticket? Maybe once.
Yeah, and how many times are you just going by yourself?
Right. So you probably multiple tickets.
You're saying either 2,000 or sometimes even 4,000.
Exactly.
It's a lot of money.
So if you're a diehard Knicks fan who's thinking to themselves right now, I got to get in this building. I got to be at Madison Square Garden. And I'm telling you now, maybe those prices will change in the next 24 hours. I doubt they go down that much.
No.
But maybe they'll go down a little bit.
There's no chance they're going down. How are they going down?
Well, going down to like $850 instead of $1,100. That's all I mean. Like, I don't think it's going down to the point where they're $200 a ticket.
But MSG in the regular season is sold out for the next game.
No, but I was talking about secondary market.
I understand that. In secondary market, it's still hard to get in there. And so
Yeah, but the secondary market for a regular season game on average to get in is like $150, $200.
Which is still it's not
no, dude, it's all monopoly money because it's all really expensive.
Right.
I'm saying right now, last check, because I checked about an hour ago, the get-in price for tomorrow is over $1,000. So is it possible that it drops a little bit to $800-900 tomorrow? Maybe. But if you're a Knicks fan who really wants to go, this is probably the only game you're going to. Because can you really afford to drop, $2,800 for 2 tickets for Game 3? And then maybe in a week you're like, well, I want to go to Game 6. We have a chance to close them out. Or I want to go on Monday. We have a chance to sweep them. Or, hey, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're playing Indiana or they're playing Cleveland. So it's not only the decision of do you want to be there on Saturday for crazy prices. It's, is this going to be the only one I go to? And that's what makes this whole thing is crazy to me.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on who you are. So if you're saying there's a lot of executives and a lot of high-moneyed individuals in New York City. So I think we're talking to the lay fan or the average fan, but there's a lot of people that are going to spend that money. You know it.
But the question is, are the people spending the money?
Somebody's client is going to say, hey, man, I want tickets. Can you get me tickets?
Right.
And because it's client maintenance, they're going to find a way to go get the tickets and expense it.
Oh, you're right, but I don't know if that person...
That's what's going to happen.
But is that person the diehard who's going to be screaming on the top of their lungs? I don't know.
Maybe, or it could be for somebody's kid. I don't know.
You don't know.
There's so many different ways to think about how the building's going to be filled. I do think there will be energy. I just don't know how loud it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, this doesn't even matter because home court advantage doesn't matter. I think it's great for atmosphere, but it doesn't matter to what's going to happen on the court.
No, and I think we've learned, especially over the last couple of years, that as loud as a building can be, we saw it in Detroit in round 1 where their building was rocking. I mean, I think we'd all admit Little Caesars probably had a better energy than even Madison Square Garden. It didn't turn into anything because the Knicks went in there and won every single game in Detroit. But if Tiki, you decided just out of the goodness of your own heart, hey, Tommy, I'm Tiki Barber, and I'm going to give you $2,000. Okay? It's a gift from me to you. But that's it. I'm only giving you $2,000. And you can use that money for Knick playoff tickets.
That's it? I can't use it for...
Nothing.
Can't take Sidney Sweeney to Ibiza? Okay.
Nope. You can use it only for Knick playoff tickets. And by the way, if you don't use it, it's gone. I just take it back. So Tiki's giving you the $2,000. You could very well just bust it out and go to Game 3 tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. You can wait and go Monday. You can wait and say, plan a Game 6 since you predicted the Knicks would win in 6. Or you could get even cockier and say, no, I'm waiting for the Eastern Conference Finals. But I want to remind you, Tommy, lose it, use it, or lose it. All right? That $2,000 that Tiki's giving you, it goes away if you don't use it. So as a New York Knicks fan, and by the way, the reason I'm playing this game, there's a lot of people in the audience who in the real world are playing this game.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They can't drop any more than a certain number, and they got to decide, am I going to get cocky and wait, or am I just going to go for the gusto early?
Right, because if you go for 3 or 4, you could, or let's say 4, you could see the closeout game. You go for 6, you could also see a closeout game where there might not be a 6.
Right. Or
and so you lose it.
Or you use it right away and the Knicks go win and go to the NBA Finals, and that's it. Sorry, you don't get to see Steph Curry in the NBA Finals against the Knicks. You don't get to see them close out the Indiana Pacers in a 5th game at Madison Square Garden.
I don't think anybody is thinking finals yet. I think people might be thinking about the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think you can go to the NBA Finals.
You can't think that far ahead?
You can, obviously, but I think it's very premature.
So, Tommy, $2,000. How are you using it? Are you using it to go to be in the building tomorrow afternoon? Are you using it for Monday? And again, take out your current ticket situation. You have no access to Madison Square Garden. This is it. How are you using your $2,000?
Well, because it's Tiki's $2,000, and essentially it's like
I've got a golden ticket.
I would push it to the NBA Finals.
I had a feeling he would do that.
I would, because let's be real.
What are you talking about?
If tomorrow's going for 700, and in this world that Evan made up, the $2,000 would still cover just me for the finals. These ticket prices for the finals could be $2,000-3,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
think as high as you want, especially like the Warriors are in the finals, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to use it for the finals. In this world, I'm going to try to get the clincher, win the title in the building, and I use my $2,000 for that. And if it doesn't happen, oh well.
Wow.
I give the $2,000 back to Teagan and Barber. And
I kind of admire what you're saying right there. And by the way, I think there's a lot of people in the audience that are probably thinking the same thing, because these prices are so high that most people can't go to multiple games.
No, you're right.
If you can, great, God bless you, good for you. But if you've only got, and I say only like it's nothing, it's a lot of freaking money, but you have $1,500, $2,000 that you can allot to go into a Knick playoff game or games, I mean, it's only one shot. And when do you use it? 2-0 on Boston? Or do you wait?
I think about like what decision you're trying to make here, and wouldn't you rather? Most people, wouldn't you rather just watch it at home? I mean, seriously, if you're making a decision, it's going to hurt you a little bit.
Yes, yeah, it's going to sting a little bit.
It's going to sting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather just watch it at home, or go to your local bar, or wherever you go and spend $200 on drinks and some bar snacks or whatever the heck it may be? Wouldn't you rather do that?
Every single person is different, right? So
Yeah.
I think there are many people listening who are nodding their heads right now, probably the majority too, Teak, saying Tiki's right. Like, screw this. I'm not dropping a dime. I'll go watch it on my TV for free or whatever streaming service you pay for. But there is...
Or out at a bar.
Or out, right. At a bar, at a friend's house.
Right.
But I do think there is something incredibly special about being in the building.
Oh, of course, but it is just... it's inaccessible given the cost of some of these tickets. And I'm not even talking... We're talking right now about the second round of the NBA playoffs. But if what Tommy is talking about, going to the NBA Finals... I mean, it's going to be $3,000. If the New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals, it's going to be $3,000.
Well, I remember we had this conversation about a year plus ago. We were speculating on what would be the hottest sports ticket in New York history. Like, what would peak be the hottest ticket?
I remember this.
And I forget what each of you guys said. I think Tommy may have said, hey, Subway World Series.
I think I said the Giants because it's just rare that you get a championship game in your.
That's right.
But it's available. There's
right.
Like 75,000 seats.
There are more tickets. And I was even saying, well, what about the Jets? An AFC championship game at home? I mean, that doesn't even sound real. That sounds like fiction. And my answer at the time actually has a chance to happen. My answer was NBA Finals, Knicks-Lakers. But I would argue the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry as a former dynastic team and an all-time great player, that actually could be the hottest ticket you could ever create in the history of New York sports. Bigger than a Jets AFC title game, bigger than a Giants NFC title game. Monetarily wise.
Right.
And look, capacity.
Meaning-wise, it's definitely the Jets AFC title game at home. Like what it would mean.
Well, for me, it would. For me, that's the answer.
I think it would be the Jets. I mean, because it's never happened.
No, I understand. For me, yes. But I do think that we may be staring if the Knicks continue this run, and let's say the Warriors can get Steph healthy and beat Minnesota and then upset OKC and all that we would see the hottest ticket ever. But to answer your question, like, there is something nice about not dropping a few grand and being in a place where you can watch the game on TV. But there is something so incredibly special about being in the building, whether it's on the road or at home, watching your team do something. Now, I've never seen my team win a championship, but I've been in the building to see my team advance, right? To see my team win a National League pennant all the way back in 2000. And to me, at least, it's worth it. It is damn worth it. But a few years ago, Craig once asked me, how much would you pay to be at a Jets Super Bowl? And the figure I came up with was $15,000. I dropped $15,000.
$15,000.
I would. But the difference between the Jets in this situation is the Jet game is one game.
Yeah.
I drop the money and that's it.
Right.
It's a winner take all. We win, we lose. I'll never forget it. In the case of the Knicks, there's so many games and you have to make these Sophie's Choice decisions, such as, do I go to game 3? Do I wait for a potential NBA Finals that may never come? Do I wait for a game 6? Like, it becomes very complicated when you're dealing with the series. And I think that's what a lot of Knicks fans are dealing with. Because these prices this weekend, and even on Monday, they're nuts.
No, and it's not going to be, and they're not going down. The longer this goes on, the higher they're going. So that's a rough one.
Let's hear from Knicks fans. 888-808-1019. We're live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We talked about this early in the week, but now we're facing the reality of the Celtics coming to town. We heard what Detroit Pistons fans chanted at Jalen Brunson. It was very creative when they went with the whole flopper chant. What do we have for Boston? What do we have for the Boston Celtics? Do we have anything creative other than bleep the Celtics? I got a few ideas. We'll get to it coming up.